What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sounds of the Arena. This is episode 8. Took a little bit of a break. I needed to get some creative juices flowing in the head. Didn't want to just put out some like garbage episodes, but we got a good one today. I'm joined by the owners of Kraken. We got Shady and Judge here, and we're going to be talking about kind of the ins and outs of starting up amateur esports org and just building it up from the ground up. Share some stories. I've been a close partner with them for a while, so we got some good stories to tell, and I think this will be a good episode. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves, feel free.
Go ahead
I'm
first,
Shady.
Shady.
I'm the CEO of KrakenSeas, the main owner, I guess you could say. Started the project up in 2024 and just been sailing from there. I appreciate you bringing me on NASCAS for us to speak.
Yeah,
So.
I mean it's an idea that I've had in the back of my head, but I've had so much in the pipeline that now it just kind of works out. We get a good episode out here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm Judge or Judgment, however you want to say it. Either or, they call me Judge around here. I am a co-owner of Kraken or Kraken Seas. Also the COO. I help, of the daily operations, making sure everything goes smoothly, as well as making sure that everything, all of our players get everything they need, content creators, staff, whatever is needed. We get it done. Um, I started up here as a mere coach for a Rocket League roster late 2024. Um, and I'm very happy to be on board, and I love what we're doing, and there's more future things to come. Can't wait for you guys to find out about them.
Yeah, I mean I don't know, was it yesterday or a few days ago, the Counter-Strike announcement? I seen
Yesterday,
that. That's pretty
yesterday.
big.
Yesterday, yep.
What
Yeah.
what kind of level
What's
team
that?
is that?
So
Um,
they are like advanced going into ECL, so like they would be like a semi-pro roster.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, dude, there's like some of those players from NA are like some of the top players, and I didn't really know this at first whenever we started talking to them, but then I started looking more into like the information, everything about them, and yeah, dude, these guys are good. Like they're a great team. They work really hard. Me and Judge have always been in calls with them, like in and out all the time. At least
Hmm.
having some type of conversation, and like they're never like not working. It's crazy to actually finally have a CS roster on board that we've had past rosters that got scammed out of course, lost
Hmm.
$500 to a CS roster, and then we had another CS roster that had weirdos on it, and we had to deal with all of that. And we've had like so many rosters that we've went through in Counter Strike. We're like, man, we don't want to go back. We don't want to go back. And then we finally found the Golden Egg team, which is this one,
mhm.
and we feel that it's something that we're gonna stick with for a while. Um, like I said, I've always been a fan of Counter Strike since I was a kid, and like I've never been really good at it, but I've always loved watching the esport, and it's something that we want to stick in and definitely have a footnote for us personally. So
Yeah. I remember when I first joined and was like I was first the social media or was it esport manager? I don't remember what it was at
I
first way
think you
back
were
then.
I think you were esports
Cause
manager, and
that
then you went to social media
yeah,
later on.
'cause that was like forever ago. That was when it was just you and Jolly. This was like even before Judge got brought on. But
Hmm.
Mhm.
those like first two CS rosters were icky. And then I remember your guys' is like it felt like a year-long struggle with the other one. But like when we started our stuff here at Ghostfy and we had our like meeting of what games we wanted to go, and they said Counter-Strike, I said absolutely not. I said too expensive, and I've already had terrible experiences with that. So
It it is, dude. If you okay, and this is the way I'm gonna look at it. Not even including salary, so like everything else, the little prac servers, the leagues, the lands. Like if you look at some of the team passes, bro, they're ridiculous. Like some of them are
Oh
like
yeah,
that's
$500.
how COD
Like
is.
some are even more. They're like, I
yeah,
think. I think what the Frag Miami one was 625. I
That's
think it was.
Yeah,
insane. That's
yeah.
insane.
It
Yeah.
was, and the longer you wait, the more expensive it gets because the seats get filled.
Mhm.
So then they know that
Yeah.
you're gonna want to come play. So then they'll charge you more for it,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Or some
Um,
people will
The
buy
team
out
pass
some of the
things.
passes.
That's a
yeah.
whole another conversation. We just ran into
Yeah.
issues. Um, we're still finalizing our COD roster, but I mean, if anyone's been paying attention to our Challengers Cups the last 2 weeks, we pretty much have like a cemented three so far. But we wanted to send these guys to Dallas, and I think I was out with my girlfriend when the passes dropped, so I didn't see it. The passes for Dallas went out in like not even like
An hour.
half an hour. Like they were gone, and
Yeah.
mind you, there's like the last two cups have had over 400 teams, and they're out. And then they're already $500, so I was already on the defense because like the team pass is 500, jerseys are probably run close to two, a little under. I'm like kind of pushing it, plus all the expenses for me to go out there and all the extra shit, and then they're just gone. And then the resale is insane because they know that like I there's got to be some way to counter the scalping thing for COD passes because it's like they're all sold out instantly and then they just all get scalped. Like there shouldn't be.
So
It should limit to one per account or some kind of IP thing because it's insane. It limits people from actually being able to go to compete.
yeah. Well, because people are greedy and they want money,
Hmm.
from the passes, and a lot of them will gatekeep with it too. So
It's like Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
You open up a pack
yeah,
for $5. You see that a card you pull is worth $20. They try to sell for 40. It's just like,
yeah.
what are we
It's
doing?
yeah, it's
Greed.
insane.
Yeah,
So
that's a
unless like something gives and we see like one go for resale at normal price, we're probably just gonna. I mean, I'm going because me and my girlfriend already booked flights and hotels and got tickets for it because I didn't. I thought it'd be like Halo, where like it'd be fine. Halo never sell. They sell out, but it takes like the entirety span from like major to major to sell out. You
yeah.
know, and the team passes are $500, which is insane. Like Halo is 50 per person. It adds up to 250. You could have five people on a COD pass and it's $500. You tell me it's 100? It's not even $100 per person to get into the event. You can get a GA
Yeah.
ticket like you have to buy it like reserve seats for the whole weekend, which is 200, or you can do like each day a GA pass. But like the most expensive one I think is like Sunday for $60. It makes
Yeah,
zero
that's
sense.
crazy.
0 cents. You know?
I,
Well,
I,
it's
yeah, I
Championship
don't know.
Sunday on Call of Duty. I mean, we all know what
Yeah,
Championship Sunday at Call of Duty means if
Well,
you
yeah.
follow, like, the scene.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's why it's more expensive. It's
Well, yeah.
just because it's Championship Sunday.
The single GA tickets make sense, but the Challengers pass is being 500 is just crazy. But like I've
It
noticed that Halo's
It's
like one
probably
of the
tech fees and
only.
everything like that, and
Yeah,
because they have a title that's named Call of Duty, their esport is as big as it is in North America. That
the
they
franchise
just
league and all
they
that
can
stuff.
just they could just do it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's nothing crazy.
But
Well,
I've no.
and also too, like they're gonna milk the hell out of it if it's NA, bro. Like that's just how it is
Yeah,
over here. Like
Hmm.
I don't know what it is, and like this is no like I live in North America obviously, but like I just feel like Europe is more of like traditional when it comes to esports, and NA is more
100%.
about money, money, money. If that makes sense, does that
Hmm.
make sense to you? Like I hope
Yeah,
I don't sound
I
like a
agree.
shithead when I say that,
I mean,
because
it's not
like
even a part of it's cemented in
yeah,
their culture over there, like
yeah,
across the seas. Like here, it's
yeah.
like still kind of like stigma to like
and
where
it's
they kind of view
isn't
it
it?
as bums still, but like it's starting to be more
Yeah,
expected. But like when you look at Korea, like that is literally their culture. Like Faker is a tier
Period.
one celebrity over there. Like that's like our
yeah.
NFL over there. It's just not
Or
really. It's
Mm.
slowly
or
becoming
even look
part of
at
the culture,
China.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
China like is huge in esports too, man. They're crazy.
Hmm.
And I
League
don't
of
understand
Legends.
like why North America is having such a hard time putting it in its culture. Like, I mean, I guess it's there, but I don't know if it's just like the
It's
attitude or like
it's
the
more or less it's partially attitude, but I also think it's like the state of how to run businesses in North America it's completely different than running businesses over in other countries because we have to pay for insurance upon insurance and then blah blah. Obviously, it's a whole separate topic, but look at how Europe does it. I mean, obviously they probably book like one of the biggest venues that can hold anywhere from 10 to 15,000 people.
Yeah.
Their
Mhm.
booking price could be something that's like a 2,500 person venue for us. So they're not as greedy when it comes to like booking. So and the thing about it is when they sell tickets, they might be a little bit more on the pricey side, but the thing is you're getting the experience of being around 15,000 people. Not only that, you're looking at the more of the traditional side of things and also like I guess the when they sell tickets out there, the venue gets portion of the earnings of the tickets. In here, where I don't know if this is entirely true, but when we book venues, they want payment up front and all of it. And then
Mhm.
when you have tickets, probably a lot less of the percentage goes towards the venue, which is why they cost so much, and people just push
Mhm.
and milk as much as they want out of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That
it's
feels like
it's a, it's
that's
the
a
model. It's the model of the area. I would probably say.
It just blows my mind because like I don't know what region like if Europe started esports or we kind of inherited that culture here from the previous games because I came from Halo, man, like,
yeah.
and the only thing I know is MLG
Mhm.
and like how that all started, and then it kind of MLG kind of just did its thing, ran its course, and of course fucking Activision buys it and ruins the fucking thing, and then
Franchise
I
leagues.
see all these other games franchising or making their own leagues or doing something. So like I mean that's kind of like what I saw whenever I was kind of growing up out of my teens into my 20s. I didn't really pay attention to like European esports. So like I don't know if it was always a thing and I didn't know that or
Yeah.
I think in some retrospect it was a thing, but it wasn't as. I would say it's not. I wouldn't not necessarily popular, but as a player, a lot less players in Europe than there are in North America that are trying to make it. I'd say in Europe there's a lot more spectators, and
yeah.
100%.
they love it. I mean, now we're looking at a lot of like I think it's a lot more evened out since like I don't know 10 years ago, but you look at like 10 years ago where it wasn't even known as esports; it was known as competitive gaming.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, you look at the region bases from. You could use Call of Duty in examples. Well, I mean, Call of Duty is a staple. You know what I mean of using examples of how things were ran properly, in my opinion, which was the CWL.
Mhm.
It was region based. You had top 16 teams in each region, and I think lands were opens, and then your top like four teams got like your top four to top eight teams got buys to, or I think it's what top, yeah, it's something like that, buys into pool play, and you had X amount of pools and X amount of teams in each pool. Very similar to how Halo runs it, or
Mhm.
Halo did run it for the HCS, but just
Rip
like
HCS.
yeah, no, rip it. We miss it. We already miss it,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's just like that model though of running into an open bracket style with pool plays and teams that auto qualify there. That model works. I mean, look at how HCS was just on the uprising towards this ending, like I don't know, year and a half.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of spectators, a lot more viewers. I mean, I guess it's not out of nowhere. It's people were working hard. A lot of people were watching that. A lot of people were getting involved with a bunch of different orgs, or were coming in and seeing the track record that Halo was starting to put up, and then obviously the momentum gets killed. But imagine the momentum doesn't get killed, you know what I mean? We could see HCS within the next 2 years rivaling Call of Duty again in viewership,
Oh yeah. I
in my
mean,
opinion. So
I think the
I
biggest
still
issue
don't agree with
with
them canceling.
I don't either, and I think the biggest issue with NA esports is that it's all, I mean, like we said, it's all money hungry. Like original NA esports, everything was done better because it gave, and this is a good topic to get into for us as org owners, for our level. It gave the like not lower tier, but newer orgs that aren't like your optics, your 100 thieves, an opportunity to
Mhm.
crack into pro play because there
Oh
was an
yeah, for
open
sure.
bracket and then they had a couple teams then shuffle in with the pros. And now they've gone away with now all we have is challengers. Every league has challengers now, but the challengers don't get like the winners of that don't get brought up. They,
Right.
at EWC they do for COD, which I think is great, and that's why I like EWC. I love that they send like four, I think, challengers teams over, and we saw this year
Hmm.
I mean, omits and Five Fears shit on like half the CDL, which
Hmm.
that's its own issue, and that is an insanely like friendship league. Like there's guys over there that should not like I'm ass at Call of Duty, so like I'm probably not one to talk, but as a fan of like Optic and watching like some of them play, like some of these other teams, like there's guys that have been in the CDL for like 5 million years, and that like I'm gonna call it out. Kenny, bro's go dropping like 11 and 39 on Thieves, and you got guys on Omit
Yeah.
Brooklyn, you got guys on Stallions, Huntsman. Those guys, there's some guys on there that deserve those spots. There's tons of guys on other rosters, not this shot like specific put on Kenny. It's just I recent game that pops to my head, and he's been struggling, but he might bring it back. But it's like Halo was the last real esport to give that those new orgs an opportunity and actually make it worth the investment into teams. Like for you guys, SLC, we make it in, and then we get main stage. The logos all over main stage. Like it's worth the investment into those guys versus challengers. Like
Hmm.
Yep.
nobody's watching that shit besides their friends, like family, the orgs. That's it. And for COD challengers, it is a literal. You're just pissing money away unless you're somehow outbidding Stallions and Optic and the Academy teams and Omit. And Omit's the worst one because I mean, though jab to them, they have a good business going on over there, but they just pick up the pros that get shafted down from the CDO. How are
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
supposed to compete with that? There's literally absolutely no reason for us to step foot into challengers besides online. And even without that, like if they somehow win, whoop-de-doo, they won challengers. Like I don't even know who's won challengers the last couple years because I could care less about who wins challenge. Everyone cares about who's in the CDL. Like if the challengers guys made it in the CDL and even took like one of the shitty teams like Surge to game 5, like that's huge. People probably would remember that. Like people remember the EWC when Omit and Five Fears were beating on teams and taking them game 5 and all that kind of stuff. I really think they should get back to that because I think that that would really help the esport market and bring in more orgs, and we'd see a lot more org growth in newer ones. Like there's the established ones, but we haven't really seen any like new established orgs come in. Like the most recent one I can think of is like Space Station, and they've been established for a while, but that's like the
Yeah.
newest like top tier one.
I just
Yeah.
don't understand what like I feel like they're losing more than they are gaining with
Like,
franchising and doing.
yeah.
eh,
Like I said, this the CWO being like the Call of Duty World League, having region based. You know what I mean? Again, having region based, you could like. I don't want to be that guy, but like, for instance, a lot of these players that are playing on these top teams in the CDL,
Hmm.
some of them aren't from North America, and they probably want to go back home and to their families and have the ability to play, in person with their teams all near their families.
Hmm.
And it's not like I'm like, not knocking on them. Obviously, they want to play Call of Duty, but it's like it's at that point you're sacrificing that time that you could have around your family to in your free time. You know what I mean? Essentially, and you're just in a foreign area. I mean, look at like, I mean, what Miami Heretics. You know what I mean? Look at Trakes. I mean, respect to Trakes, way to make it to the league.
Hmm.
He's from Argentina. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not easy to pull someone from their home environment and then throwing them into North America and being like, hey, go play on a top 12 roster, and they're expected to compete against the likes of currently Optic Gaming, like the team that looks literally, or Optic Texas I should say, but a team that looks literally impossible to beat.
Hmm.
uh it- so I mean, obviously they're going to do it, and all the props to them, but if they had the option, and for instance, if the Heretics had the option, they would probably transfer their entire team, keep all their players, and transfer them back to Europe and dominate the European scene
Yeah. Well, a lot of
if they
those
had it.
CDL teams like like the actual org is not even based in uh
Hmm.
North America. Like Falcons is literally the Saudi government funding that entire org. And
Hmm.
then Gentlemates Paris, I'm assuming they're
Hmm.
actually based out of there. I don't know much about them, and I think G2 is that North America or is I think they're like Berlin or
G2's North
something.
America.
Is it okay? There was some other like
Yeah.
Berlin thing I seen, but
They
Cloud,
teased Berlin as a joke
oh
is Cloud9
for
North
April
America?
Fools.
Cloud9's North
Cloud9
America,
is
yeah,
right?
they
North
are.
America, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Koi
Koi's
isn't
Canadian,
even.
isn't he? Aren't they?
I I didn't think they were. I thought they were Saudi, not Saudi. South Korean.
I don't know, cause
Um.
they were Toronto Ultra before.
I mean, they're Toronto Koi, but I'm pretty sure Movistar Koi is not a North American organization.
hmm.
I don't know. I would have to.
You could fact check me on that. They could be, and I could be completely wrong, so don't quote me. But I didn't think they were a North American organization. But again, we're seeing a lot of these top
Oh,
organizations from around the world bidding their way into a North American league,
we're actually
like
both wrong. They're based out of Spain,
Spain.
Madrid.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I knew they weren't North American, but I just didn't know exactly where they were.
I
So
think that makes more sense because didn't they host the Madrid major last year? I think,
that was Heretics.
or was that Heretics? I think they're also. I think
Yeah,
Heretics is also based out of. I think
Spain.
yeah, I think they
Those guys are
host that
Spain.
major. Yeah, but
Yeah.
and
Um.
the whole like region. If we went back to region thing too, it would take the risk off because like as a topic I've been seeing a lot is a lot of like the orgs like at our level like will take the risk and like pay some of these higher end I use quotation marks pay the higher salary teams and they'll have these guys fly out here come over but it'll all be done on a reimbursement basis and then they just disappear when it comes time to pay. And I've been seeing it like crazy this year, especially with Halo. We saw it the Z10 roster, those guys are not paying out. That's been a whole fiasco. ITB did not pay out. That was insane. It was like a multi-million dollar scandal. Like it's like every other week, and it's across all esports. I've seen it with COD. I've seen it. I think I've seen it with CS too, and some Rocket
Happened in
League.
Rocket League. Yeah,
Yeah.
It happens in Rocket League a lot.
hmm
yeah.
Actually,
It's
a lot
very
more
very
than you
common
think.
in Rocket League
I
Yeah.
because
saw a
we
clip.
have
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
our roster that we had, and they were skeptical of us just joining in
hmm
because they were like, "Are these guys actually going to pay us?" You know, and
hmm
obviously we treat our rosters
Of
very
course.
well.
Same here.
And if we agree to a payout, a contract, not specifying details, we're going to uphold that. That's what we value. That's what we're valued for. That's what we want to do. It's what's right. You know what I mean, for us, and not just to help the players out and enable them, but it just makes it unfair when there are likes like our both of our organizations stepping in and being like, hey, we can offer you this, and they're going to be like, is that really the offer, or are we gonna get scammed again? Like that's
hmm
just like the mentality that goes into it now. It's just horrible,
Yeah, I had
you
Well,
those
know.
it
same
is.
conversations with our COD team that we're still talking to, and the Rocket League guys that I brought on with. They were skeptical about just basic promises because I mean I saw a clip from Optic, one of their podcasts, and it was Methods and Hector, and I reposted on my TikTok because I loved it. But it was just
Mhm.
kind of taking a jab at those orgs that they don't want to go to tournaments because they don't want to pay the teams. And Method said you need to get the fuck out. And Hector followed with not kindly either. Like I feel like that's true. Like don't I like if you can't fulfill those payments and what you say you can, don't make the promise. Like for us, the
Just say
funding's
you
out of
can't do it.
yeah, but like the funding's out of my pocket for
Eh,
Ghostify. So
Yeah.
like I'm in college, I can't afford to salary a team. So that's
I,
the first thing I'm up front with when they join the
yeah.
call. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be upfront with you. Here's what we got. Here's what I can offer financially. Tell me what you want, and then like I'm very not cutthroat,
Yeah.
but like dry, right to the chase.
I-
Like no bullshit. Like I'm not gonna lie to you and
Yes,
say I'm gonna
same.
salary you and then tell you, give you some pity party that I can't. I want you
Yeah.
to go to this tournament, but if you need other expenses and you can't, well then I'm not gonna fuck you over. Like I won't send a team. You know.
Yeah.
So
I
I totally
I
agree with
always
them on that.
I also make it apparently clear too, like, because I usually, you can ask judges, I usually get everybody to stop talking, and I make sure that they are all listening to me.
Hmm.
When my name goes on a piece of paper stating that I'm doing something, because I was taught when I was a kid, you sign your name on something, you have to commit to that. It
100%.
doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's $5. Doesn't matter if it's at 2 cents. If you are saying that you are going to pay somebody, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna always fulfill what I signed on a piece of paper.
Hmm.
If I have to run 10 miles in a day and I sign my name, it looks like that's what I'm gonna have to do. So like, the problem is I don't know what it is with these orgs, but like, what are you getting out of scamming teams like and then just disappearing? Like, are you doing it just doing it for fun? Are you just kind of here just to hang out for a little bit? Like, to dip your toes into a scene. I don't know like really
Yeah.
what these guys do. I don't know. Like I said, I always tell the players too. I'm completely honest with them. Like, if I can't do something, then I'm gonna tell you that I can't do it.
I say the
I'm
same
not
thing.
gonna sit here and be like, oh well, we'll try to figure something out. No,
There's
if I can't
no
do it, then
sugarcoating it. It's
yeah.
straight to the
Yeah.
point. Being upfront, honest. You have transparency. You have good communications. People are gonna understand, p- because that's just how people are. You know what I mean? Like, you look at, for instance, if there's a time frame where I'm not available and Shady needs to go in a call with someone, I'm gonna tell him that. You know what I mean? And he will be okay knowing that I can't be there because he knows that I can't be there.
It's
Versus if
just
I were to
communication.
say, just be like, I might be able to make it. I'm not sure yet. The time frame comes around where we get to the point where the meeting's there and he's trying to contact me and I'm ghosting him. He's gonna be like, "What the hell, man? You didn't tell me you weren't gonna be able to make it. Like what is that about? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
it's just something like that. Like having those, communications and transparency with not only the people that you're working around to make things work within esports, but also your players, your content creators, however many, even like people like, you and I, or Shady and you, like, just being owners with other owners from other orgs, having the simple mindset of just communicating with each other. And if we want to do something like a collaboration or anything like that,
Yeah,
like,
like this.
working together as a team is better than working alone and trying to micromanage 50 million things. You can start dedicating certain things to certain people you trust.
Mm.
Everything starts working,
Yeah.
afloat with good communications and being able to split up some of the, responsibilities.
That's definitely something. Like for a while, like I was just doing everything over here, and then I brought on Lenhart, and now he does all the graphics. Like I tell him, like, here's my vision. Like I want to do this, puts it into reality. And then I was like, all right, well now we're starting to get to a lot of esports rosters. This is getting a little much between that, trying to find sponsors and social media. So I brought Banksy on. So now anything like finding rosters on him. Like I tell him, like, look, like I saw a couple of things like Rivals is starting to come back up. So I said, hey, keep an eye out for Rivals rosters. I'm not really sure what I want to do with it yet, but if we see something, bring it to the table. And then he's been looking for COD and Rocket League players, and then the content thing. Um, that's where I've really been putting my focus in social media. But I brought on Super, and he's now like kind of dual handing content with me, kind of our content lead, and helping me
Hmm.
create ideas and execute on things, and kind of like our lead video editor, like the newest video we just put out, he did that one completely. But just being able to divvy all that up and getting a group of guys that are on the same, or gals on the same page is crucial, and everyone delivering the same message. Like for us, we're very player first. And the nice thing is that all the executive staff has all been players at different levels. It's like every
Yeah.
time I get into a meeting with a roster and they're unsure, I'm like, look, I'm also like I still compete. Like I've been screwed over several times. I've had to hunt orgs down for money. I'm not gonna do that to you guys because that's a pain in the ass, and I'm gonna treat you how I want to be treated. I don't want to be scammed, so I'm not gonna scam you. And the whole like obviously, we're building this to build a business and profit, but I'm very much like for the players. Like I want to help them build their brand. So like the content's not only, and that's another, like a lot of orgs don't prioritize making content out of their good teams. Like it not only benefits
Yep.
you, but it benefits your players. It helps them build their brand, and having them stream is that is like an insane opportunity that like nobody I've been trying to push more of my players, but I don't like force them to stream. I give them
Hmm.
packages. I was like, if you do, you have to use this stuff, and I was like, I really encourage it. The only thing in their
Yeah.
contracts I force them is like any like content we want to do, like if we hop in and for to record their audio for like a comms video, if they win something like anything like that, they have like there's no if or buts. Like the only thing they get a say in is like with clips. Like if I get clips, I always show the guys. And if they don't like them, that's fine, but they can't just keep saying no to it like every single time. But if it's a genuine like shitty clip
Hmm.
that I'm just kind of like being dumb and I think that it's good, if that they think it's gonna hurt their brand, I'm not gonna post it. But like they can't just
Right.
avoid content.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I that's something that me and Judge have been kind of going over a little bit. Like, we do have clips, obviously, right?
Hmm.
But we do want to start actually making content, for some of our teams, and kind of have them maybe collab because it's important, right? Like building a brand and everything, because I think building them a personal brand is also nice when they leave or they go to play for some other team. You're like, hey, like I helped them grow themselves to become something better so that they
Hmm.
could get on this team. You know what I mean? So like that's I'm pretty selfless when it comes to this line of work. I'm always encouraging players to always make content. Dude, right now it's just been so hard with the holidays and everything like that, and I really wish that I could hop on and make content with some of the players because I know me and Judge have been having conversations at night and kind of just texting each other about like ideas, picking brain. So, but
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very important to not only not only create content and build that, but well, something we stand for, and I'm sure you can attest to this, is we're here not only to help grow something, but we're here to change lives. That's what our goal is. We're here to enable those that need to be enabled to get to themselves the next echelon that they want to be at. So what we're going out of our way to get every single resource that we possibly can to help every single one of these players and or content creators reach their goals, and we're going to push them to do that as well. Regardless of sometimes it may sound a little bit more of like if we're not seeing enough out of one team and we have to constantly make announcements towards it, we could be annoying, but it's all in due time that they'll inevitably get it. And
Hmm.
once that starts clicking in their heads, that we're here to help them change their lives for the better. So,
it,
you
it
know,
and a lot of the getting on teams and stuff like it's just tough love, man. That's the way I look at it because, like, I do want to be like that. Me and Judge both want to be those two role models that players can look up to and be like, "Hey, like, I have a problem going on. Like, I need to talk to you about it." You know what I mean? Or, I have something going on in my life that I need to talk to you about. Just I know simple that's kind of out of the blue thing, but like,
Yeah.
just something simple like that. But um at the end of the day, like I created this, not not for me. It's for the players. So like I just want them to be here, be comfortable, have fun. Having fun, dude, is like one of the main things, and and working hard. Like I believe in hard work.
Hmm. I
We've been
agree.
busting our ass around the clock, and I mean this year, man, has showed it. Like 2025, man, we've made some huge steps in the scenes that we were in.
Yeah.
So, or we are currently in. So,
Especially, I think the whole making main stage Halo that was something really cool. Seeing the logos on. It
yeah,
made my
yeah.
main stage dream come true. Just I wasn't playing. I was just awkwardly sitting there on stage grabbing pictures.
Oh, there you go.
I wish I would have
hell
had the
yeah.
camera that I have now, like the phone that I have now,
Was it
cause
cool to be in front of a crowd?
I was awesome, but
Mm.
personal phone camera sucked, so I had to use Super CC's like his girlfriend's camera to take pictures. So like there's like all the pictures are on her phone, but like half of them I took, and then the other half are like most of the ones of Chase that she took, because that's like when she had her phone, she
Mm,
was obviously picturing him. But like I don't want to send you guys
bro,
shitty photos, so I was like stealing her phone and like trying to
I'm
get pics like in the middle of their game.
I'm telling you right now, man, and I'm putting like all the bullshit aside, bro. If that roster would have stuck, I think that would have been a great roster the whole way to Worlds, man. I would have freaking polished that baby, bro. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
It's a shame,
yeah,
obviously, that we all know uh what did happen. And just,
yeah.
in my opinion,
unfortunate.
petty things and unfortunate things.
I
But
I
as that
never
happens,
I never thought that I would ever be able to work with Suspector and and Lee.
yeah.
Those two have helped us exponentially and
Hmm.
all the other things that we've been doing recently. I mean, the growth that we've had from those two guys and Super CC and Looney and Azrael, bro, like that whole
Those guys
team,
are
bro,
awesome.
like yeah, like skyrocketed us to where we are now.
Yeah.
And it might there's always those little bumps in the road, and then there's those big bumps, right? And it's crazy to me because Halo was the game I started competing in, and now Halo is the game that I started my org kind of in, right?
Mm,
And it's always been that bread and butter that's always helped me elevate whatever it is I'm doing. So it is a blessing, man. I can't say any
yeah.
more than that, but
I mean, I
Aiden,
agree.
what's that?
I was gonna say I agree. Like,
Oh yeah.
for us too, Halo's, like, our collab with Luminon and then the Charlotte team.
Hmm.
I mean, they were, I think, 2 wins from making LCQs. They would have had to play Lee's team, but that's still, like, that skyrocketed us a lot. Just those guys and their efforts.
Yeah, man, the last event, bro, that we were at, man, I really wish we made pool play and made the worlds. We were so
Just
close.
should have.
It was just,
Dude, we were one map win away from just auto qualifying worlds,
Hmm.
literally. Because all we had to do is qualify for pools, and then we would have been above omit in complexity and pro points, and that would have put us auto qualified worlds if we just made pools. Then we
I
just
knew it was bad though, because I think we won. It was oddball, and we had won. Like, I watched them lose the Slayer, and it was bad. And then we won the first one, won the third one, and we go forward. And they won the first round of oddball, and Haynes is just fucking talking, and I'm like,
yeah
out of
screaming across.
like, usually I'm fine with that, but not against the Latams. Those fuckers are like a different breed when you start yelling at them. Like, they're let alone a different breed. When you start yelling at them, they just, something snaps and they just start playing like fucking prime formal, and like, it's
yeah.
insane. And
I
We
think
I
we could
knew
have
it
beat
after we
them.
lost the second round, and then they started chirping, and then our guys started getting. I was like, I don't know.
yeah yeah. I mean we looked over. I was also there at that event.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and we were talking about it, and even like tried to find the stream and look back over like the what happened in that oddball, and it was just like the littlest mistakes just being torn apart. And
Yeah,
it wasn't even like huge mistakes. Like it was just something that in the moment you don't realize like it's like blackout moments where you don't realize what's happening. You're just playing the game, and then out of nowhere, just you accidentally make the littlest of mistake that in a normal online scenario where there's no pressure, that little mistake probably isn't really foreseen, you know what I mean? And people don't normally capitalize on it unless you're a top four team.
yeah.
But they just every little mistake, dude, Agave was just picking us apart, or Akave, which however you say it.
I mean,
Oh,
But
they went on a run at that tournament too. They finished top eight,
yeah, they got
so
top eight, yeah.
it's a tough team to beat.
I still think we could have beat that team, man. I think that Lido and Haynes and all them, bro, were more than capable of being that team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking bad on them. I think they're all really nice guys, and I love working with them. They were easy to work with. It was one and done scenario, and it sucks that we came up short. It really does. But
Mm,
honestly, it was kind of a learning experience of like for me personally, like plan for these things and make sure that you're going with you know the proper team and the proper way of certain things. So I
yeah.
don't know. Hopefully I don't sound like an asshole when I say that. I'm trying to.
No.
The lesson is you're gonna come up short in things. and that's just
Yeah.
how it is. You know.
I mean, I
Yeah, I
experienced it.
mean,
We got reverse swept by the travel EU team, and that was like heartbreaking. I mean, we had the same thing that happened to you guys with the LATAMs happened to us against the Europeans, but it was like if we won
mm,
that, we would have played Luminon's NA team, and we were taking maps off them in scrim. So like, and that was like
Mm.
I had all kinds of like social media stuff already planned preset because like we just got done collabing with them. I literally had their player rep like right next to me. We were about to do like a whole like video thing, and I was I just, it was one bad play. Literally, somebody got reverse fived, and then everyone just spiraled downhill, and they shit on us in the Slayer, and that was it.
Crazy.
how it goes. That's just how Halo is. It's just like
Hmm.
you get one little bad play and then you're just stuck, in this loop of hell, essentially, when it comes to Halo.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I want to see it make a comeback though. Everything through the year was amazing. Even though that the lot we didn't make it to Worlds, and I'm hoping fingers crossed that the next Halo will make it to Worlds, right? And
Yeah.
um, I think this time coming in, we're gonna have way better teams under our belt since we kind of made a mark in the community. Hopefully we can get some really good teams under us this time around. Dude, my freaking light just fell. Um, yeah. Um,
uh,
but uh, I Halo's always going to be the bread and butter. We're always going to be in it.
yeah, same here.
I guess I'm kind of making an announcement right now. We've kind of talked, and we know that this next year there's going to be Halo events. I personally don't want to be in any of those events unless HCS is offering a whole season, right?
Hmm.
So we're probably going to be out of Halo until the next title, just because we're more focused on like some of the other stuff that we're doing right now. So
Yeah, I know for
Yeah.
us, the DreamHack one that's in Atlanta in May, that whole event's gonna be probably a big one for us because we're looking at trying to put money aside to send our COD team when we get them signed there, since Dallas kind of fell short and looks like it's
yeah,
not gonna happen. But also Halo comes first. We're gonna send a team there. Um, I think just to that one. I don't think we're gonna do like Seattle or that.
we
Definitely not Birmingham, but
we we just feel that we're gonna give it a break. We're gonna kind of let what we did, stick with Infinite at the end, right? And
Mhm.
then we really Rocket League is something that we've been wanting to really hit hard in, and
Mm,
we have two unannounced rosters that we're currently really happy with.
Mhm.
So, but Counter Strike also too is another one that we've been really hitting hard with because, like I said, like Counter Strike is something we've been wanting to get into for a while, and
yeah.
I think it's gonna turn out great. Like I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Counter Strike is one of those games where it's kind of like it's one of those games where you have to try and try and try, and then right when you're about to give up, something's gonna land right at your right at your doorstep, and that's exactly what happened to us.
Mm.
We got the roster that just landed at our doorstep, so we're just gonna keep plugging away with this roster, and hopefully they stick with us for a long time, and we help them build up to where they are because I have faith that these guys will be a force to be reckoned with in Counter Strike within the near future. I mean, they were considered an advanced team. They were playing in their I don't know how they did in their last match, but they were
Elite.
playing in their
I think it's
elite.
elite. It's called.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their second elite or whatever it was. They were playing in their second elite, and they were playing against like mid to top ECL teams, just dominating them. So if they can just dominate ECL, I mean, the sky's the limit for what they can do, at the pro level. So
Yeah.
And they're young too, so they got a lot of time under their
yeah,
belt.
That's the
You know.
best thing. Like
Yeah.
our Rocket League team's go undergoing a little bit of a change right now, but
Hmm.
Trendy, our captain, he's super young. He's like 18, but tremendous kid to work with. I mean, he's got the passion and drive and he wants to grow with that's the biggest thing too. Like when I bring the players on, and it usually resonates with the captains just kind of naturally. Like I don't pick them. It's just whoever it contacts me usually ends up being that. but like I always try to make sure like those guys like they actually want to grow with us too, and they want to learn, and I personally like having not super young, but like young-ish rosters because like they want to learn, they want to grow and get better. They're not super
Mm-hmm.
established cocky veterans, and then they're not just dumb kids that are gonna steal your money. COD
Yeah.
Right.
kids,
Do you,
except for
I,
one. He's
I
shout
do
out
have a
Kashi.
question
That
for.
guy was a goat.
I do have a question for you. Do you still have Lake on the roster?
Everyone that I picked up that you sent me is still on the roster.
Sick.
They're all going under some internal changes right now, like mutual stuff. So that
I
is
think
Okay.
Lake's a good
to be
kid.
announced. Yeah,
Lake's a
all
I
good
those
still
kid.
guys are
I was
phenomenal
Yeah.
I still
players.
coach Lake in a different league, so
Yeah,
Yeah. Lake's a
all of
good
them are
kid.
phenomenal.
He
I've loved having them here.
I know whenever he was playing for us, he was going through a lot, and he felt
yeah.
bad because he couldn't let himself shine whenever he really wanted to, and
Hmm.
he felt like he was letting the team down. And I think Judge, you said you had kind of like a conversation with him
I had a heart to
about.
heart with him about
Yeah.
certain things. Like he had left abruptly, um, for what we were like offering them as a team, and he didn't know what he could decide on, and he kind of just left abruptly. And then later on, I found out that a lot of like life stuff for him was just not going well outside the game. And I said, "Listen, all you had to do is just tell me that." You know what I mean
Hmm.
from the start, and he's like, "Yeah, I probably should have." And so I'm hoping he's learned his learning off of it because
Yeah,
I've been coaching him for I'm almost a little over a year, probably a year and a half now.
yeah.
Um, and you know, it's not one of he's not my first player that I've coached, but I've coached plethora of players, and every single one of the players that I've coached, I hope comes out, you know what I mean, from where they had started to where they want to get to, has reached specific goals, not just on the game, but
Hmm.
off the game as well. And Lake is one of those players where I really hope he's learned to adapt in real life and be a better communicator.
Yeah.
Just letting people know what's going on, so then there's a proper way to deal with it. So
Hmm. Just looking at the time, we're at 47, so I would say we got like 3 minutes here if we want to just touch on any topics that you guys wanted to, not to derail the conversation, but I don't want to make it too long because then people aren't gonna want to watch, be like over an hour long episode. Holy shit, I am not watching this. But
Um. Biggest thing, can I say like uh let's see. Can I say some like some advice?
yeah.
Um. So like just some advice, just for everybody. Communication,
Hmm.
that is the biggest thing.
yes,
Um. I feel like a lot of orgs, now like if
Hmm.
there's no communication between staff members, players, you're not getting anywhere. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
Yeah.
yeah,
Everyone's got to be on the same
it,
page.
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I I
Communication
I
equals same page.
I was a part of a few orgs, and I don't want to name any orgs, but just communication was piss poor. This was previous Kraken, and they were expecting all these things to happen, and I'm like, we just don't do enough together, and biggest advice is communication. Plan together, do things together, sign the contracts together, have conversations.
Hmm.
If you don't like
Yeah,
how a team's acting or performing for you, talk about it. It's better if you guys talk about it instead of just sitting there, having this story up in your head and not doing anything about it. You're not going to get
yeah,
anything done. So
yeah, and not having communication, just one person can start building false information in their head, and you get miscommunications happening left and right, and out of nowhere, all of a sudden, assumptions come into play, arguments start happening, people are not seeing eye to eye. It's just those things happen. The easiest way to just overcome that is talk to each other, hang out with each other in calls. You know what I mean? Shady and I are almost in a call every single day. It doesn't even have to be about Kraken. It could be we're just playing video games. You know what I mean? We're chilling, just talking about random things that happen within our lives to update each other, and like we're almost each other's therapists. sometimes, and it's just how it is. It's building. It, I would say, yes, have that business aspect behind it, but also realize that the people you're working with, it's gonna make it easier on them if you can be friends with them. You know what I mean? Build a small family. A brotherhood, sisterhood, however you want to look at it. Siblinghood, however you want to look at it. Just build that relationship with the people you're working with because it makes it a lot easier for you to communicate with them.
Yeah.
Giving that ability to not only just communicate but also learn from them. You know, also help them with whatever they need. Just being able to be rock solid for each other, it will make everything so much easier on how to run everything.
Mhm.
Yep,
I agree.
I agree.
Um,
Uh, Another thing I just wanted to say, Naz, I'm pretty proud of you, man, for starting up your own thing. I know
appreciate
we
it.
we kind of talked before about still working together, maybe getting something going to get, but you're like, oh no, I just kind of stood your ground and you wanted to do your own thing, which I
Hmm.
respect, and I hope
Yeah,
some of the stuff that leadership material and some of the stuff that we've done over here has really helped you, you know, over at Ghostify. So,
Oh yeah, 100%.
um,
I appreciate
but
it.
yeah, I mean, like I said, if you ever want to work together in the future, well, I think we'll think of some things like a
Yeah,
collab or
I've been
something, maybe.
brainstorming a
yeah,
little bit. This is one of them that came to mind. I was like, well, we can start with this. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
good starter point for sure. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
I am happy for you, man, and I hope that Ghostify continues to grow, and
yeah,
hopefully in Halo we'll play each other.
yeah.
You
That's
know,
that's the goal,
so I
right?
Yeah.
can
That's
see
the
it.
goal.
Both of us
Um,
main stage, grand finals,
at Worlds.
worlds.
Yeah, I would like to see it.
But yeah, but with that, I'll bring this to a close here. Thank you, anyone, tuning in, watching, or listening on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You know the drill. Make sure you check out our partners, Poggers. Use code GHOST5 for 10% off of your order. Great guys and gals over there. They make a fantastic product. No reason not to try it. And check out our merch store on the Crit Apparel. All links are put into our beautiful link tree made by yours truly. So all of our socials, sponsors, all that stuff is there for you to access. And I'll catch you in the next episode. I don't want to say next week because I said that last time and it was a 2 week break. So I'll catch you next time.